Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany K.
And we're back within the community. I'm Tiffany K. And today I have Chief Williams in from the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department. Chief, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to have you in here this morning.
Glad to be here.
I'm very excited to talk about this because I actually don't think people realize that there is a difference between volunteer firefighters and a career firefighter. And so that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. So let's just start off with the easiest question. I hope it's the easiest one.
Okay, we'll see.
What is the difference between a volunteer firefighter and career firefighter in terms of credentials?
There really is none.
Okay.
Volunteers are required to hold the same credentials as a career fireman.
Okay.
So basically, a fireman is a fireman in Spotsylvania County.
Okay.
So we all have the same credentials as the career staff.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes.
And so what is, I guess, going off of that volunteer firefighting as well, so what does it look like for, as you said, you all go through the same training. So what exactly is the difference then between volunteer firefighters and career firefighters?
It's their job.
Mm-hmm.
It's our passion, I guess you would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our willing to help and not get paid for it.
Yeah. I like that.
So
that's awesome. Well, if not paid a regular wage, what are the benefits then?
It's the gratitude, gratification of helping others. We do get a tax credit from the county.
Okay.
For one vehicle that we normally drive to the firehouse. We do offer a per diem for each shift that you attend.
Okay.
And that basically pays you back for what food you eat and
Right.
what fuel you burn on the way to the firehouse.
Right. Okay. That's good to know. So I want to take a step back for a second and ask you specifically, how did you get started?
I got started in high school.
Okay.
In 1984.
Okay.
I had a close cousin that was in the volunteer fire department, and yeah, we just started together, and it was fun. It was fun back then. Yeah, you didn't think about what we think about today,
right?
But yeah, it was a willing to help and want the excitement of being a fireman.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
And what was it like to do it as a high schooler?
You were proud.
Yeah.
You were proud to walk into school with your shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. Now, did you get to do the same? You basically did the same job that volunteer firefighters do, or firefighters do in general, as a high schooler, or were there just different parts you learned?
In 84, yeah, there was not a whole lot of qualifications.
Right.
Yeah, you pretty much learned on the job.
Okay.
Now it's a little different.
Okay.
There are certifications for different tasks that you have to complete.
Okay.
So, yeah,
and
it's
you
a little
can
different today.
You can sign up for those today as well too.
Oh, yeah.
As a high schooler. Okay. That's good to know, because a lot of times
we do have a junior program now that kids can start at 16.
Okay.
And they can take the same training as a fireman, a regular fireman, but they're still not allowed until about 18 to put themselves in harm's way.
Okay,
so,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
So let me ask, what's a typical shift like for a volunteer? Like, do they run the same calls, work directly with a career fireman? What's a typical day look like?
Well, typically, we can run volunteer all day long if
Okay.
we want to. If we work night shift or whatever, we have the day free. You can run volunteer all day.
Okay.
But typically, they'll come in about 1800.
Okay.
After they get off their regular job and come and volunteer till the next morning.
Oh, wow.
And yes, we do the same job as the career people. And we try to get everybody to integrate. So, you get an engine, it could have a volunteer and a career person on it.
Okay.
So, and that helps everybody.
Right.
So,
and you basically answered my next question is, what if you do have a regular job throughout the day? You can still be a volunteer firefighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
A lot of you, I'm sure, do.
Oh, yes. Yes. Like I said, they'll work during the day, and come to the firehouse in the evenings, and either they can spend till 12 o'clock and go home and rest for their job the next day, or they can stay until the next morning and just they'll get up and go to their job.
Wow.
Yes.
I think that's such a cool, it's like you're superheroes by night and regular workers by day.
If you want to look at it that
I
way.
like looking at it that way. It's it's like having two sides of it, right? You get to do everything you like.
Yes.
Which is very cool. Well, in terms of speaking of volunteer firefighters, do you have benefits compared to career firefighters? Like health benefits or anything like that?
Yeah, we do. There are programs out there that offer life insurance. You do have insurance when you're on duty.
Okay.
Health insurance.
Okay.
So we take care of our people. If something happens, they get hurt on the job.
Okay.
We still take care of them just like we would a career personnel.
Okay. That's good to know, especially if someone who's listening right now is thinking of becoming a volunteer firefighter.
Yes.
I want to know, speaking of Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department, I have Chief Williams in here with me. What is your favorite event that the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department participates in?
First of all, I like them all.
Okay, that's a good answer.
You get out and get to meet people, get to meet the public, shake hands, make new friends. But probably my most favorite is the Santa runs.
Oh.
Because we get out, see the kids, see the adults,
Mm-hmm.
see the animals, get excited about the Santa, Santa truck coming through and Santa Claus on top. So it's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But it's the most gratifying.
And it's also a magical time of year.
Oh yeah, especially when you see all these kids come out running at you, or they're all in a group. Saying Merry Christmas to you.
Aww.
It's just, it's a great time.
Oh, that's amazing. I always love, I hear the Santa runs, and that's the first thing I think of too. It's just, it's a magical time. It's always fun to see it happen. And you don't have to run. You can walk as well if you can't do that either.
Yes.
But it's always fun to see you all out there as well.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, let me ask you this. We're kind of going back and forth between volunteer firefighters and different events that you have going on. So what are the training schedules like when it comes to becoming a volunteer firefighter?
Well, most of the trainings are held in the evenings.
Okay.
After 1800.
Okay.
And we try to do every other weekend. We don't want to take up everybody's weekends, but
right.
It is long, but we hold it in-house and we do it for free.
Oh, wow.
So, all the training is either paid by the volunteers of the county or the state.
Okay.
So we try to gear it around volunteer hours, typical volunteer hours.
And is there any eligibility requirements in order to become a volunteer firefighter?
To be healthy.
To be healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yes. But no, other than that, no. Not really.
Okay. And you said even with the high school program, it starts at 16.
Yes.
Okay.
We call it our junior program, and it starts at 16.
Okay.
And it's a good way to get your feet wet.
So let me ask you this. Why, going back to you becoming a volunteer firefighter when you were in high school, what made you want to become one? Was it something like you saw your friends doing it? Was it something in your family that you saw happening?
Like I said, it was my cousin. We were close, and he was doing it. He was a little bit older than myself, so it was like, okay, this sounds like fun. Go up to the firehouse, hang out, run fire calls.
Yeah.
It was just fun back then. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And what would
Not that it's not fun now, but it's just it was for the fun part back then.
Yeah, it was a little simpler back then.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Now it's a little more complicated. Yes. And what can you say about your commitment to being involved in the community above and beyond the call of duty?
This year will be my 40th year being in the fire service.
Congratulations.
So, it's just gratitude, again, a gratitude of helping others. Helping friends, helping family. My family's been in this county all, as long as I've been alive. So,
right.
It's helping others, and that's the commitment. So, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. See, I can tell you enjoy it, like smiling over there, which a lot of times people find jobs that unfortunately they don't enjoy. So to be able to do something that you love.
And I try to tell people,
yeah.
if you're having fun at your job, it's not a job.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yeah. And you work with some amazing people as well, I'm sure.
Do. Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
What's some of your favorite memories of being part of the fire department? I'm throwing you some curveballs today.
I know.
Okay, making sure you're on your toes this morning.
Some of my favorite memories. It's just it's the get-togethers. You know, we try to have a banquet every year to give awards out to everyone.
Oh, wow.
You know, that have excelled during the year.
Right.
That's always a good time to get everybody together and enjoy ourselves. Or, you know, the summertime, we try to have a picnic or a, crab feast or something. It's just getting everybody together and just letting everybody relax, not think about the fire department.
Right.
And knowing that the next day you're right back at it again. But it's just the times that everybody are together. Mm-hmm. Yes.
That camaraderie.
Yes.
And
camaraderie.
Camaraderie is different from normal jobs, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
There's a difference with public service.
It's your second family.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And you're there most of your day, too.
Yes.
You miss out on your own family, but you got that family as well.
Yes.
So is there a big need right now for volunteer firefighters?
Yes, ma'am. Always.
Always.
Yes. We do get our fair share of people wanting to volunteer.
Right.
Again, it's tough. Some people, they don't realize how tough it is. Mm-hmm. But they stick it out. They find out how rewarding it is also.
Right.
So, we could always use good volunteers.
Okay. And where can people go to find information on that?
You can go on our website, Spotsylvania.org.
Okay. It's hard to remember. Spotsylvania.org.
Yeah, no. Especially when they don't say it all the time.
I was about to say,
it's like in the back of my mind. It's not up front here.
I was going to say, where do you go around just saying, Spotsylvania.org?
Right, exactly.
Exactly. And you can go on there and just find information.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there an
application?
Okay.
Is on there. You can fill it out and just send it in.
Okay.
We pretty much go through the same process as the career guys.
Okay.
Fingerprints, background checks, driving record, all that good stuff.
Okay.
To make sure we getting good people.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. And how long does the training process take?
The first class it's called Firefighter 1.
Okay.
And it's about 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Because we only do it maybe 3 days a week.
Right.
It just takes longer.
Okay.
And then, Firefighter 2 is about another 2-3 months.
Okay.
And again, after 40 years, I'm still taking training, so it never ends.
Yeah,
yes.
I was going to say, there's always something new to learn.
Always something new to learn. I say 9 months, but it could take 9 years.
Oh, wow. Wow. So in other words, it's not a slow process. A quick process.
No. To get to where you want to be,
right.
Yeah, it takes a lot of training.
Okay. And the career firefighters, you said, and the volunteer do work together during those trainings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of our instructors are career firefighters.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yes.
So if someone, becomes a volunteer firefighter and would like to maybe in the future make it a career, is that a possibility?
Yes, ma'am.
It is.
It's always a plus. Especially a lot of departments now are looking for people that are already trained. If you already have it, then you basically can, with a little bit of extra training from that department, you can walk in.
Okay,
yes.
That's good to know.
And a lot do. I did.
Okay.
I worked for 21 years at Quantico Fire and Emergency Services.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then I retired, and I just kept going.
You couldn't just stop.
No, couldn't just stop. It just kept going.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm speaking with Chief Williams of Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department. We're talking about volunteer firefighting, career firefighters in general. What would you say are the most important qualities that a firefighter has that they can contribute to their job?
Compassion. Empathy. Just a feeling of wanting to help others and comfort them at their worst, their worst time of day. So
I was recently on a different episode. I was speaking with some of the workers with the Red Cross. And they were telling us about how when they work with you all with the fire department, it's more to help be able to comfort the families, because you all are doing so much between putting out a fire and helping them get out, be safe. And having that compassion seems to be a theme within these public service jobs.
Yes, yes.
In order to take care of those who do need that, So
Yes.
I feel like that's a big one as well. I think people get drawn in by, the action of the fires, and yet that's not necessarily what it is all about.
Oh, no. Like I said, if you have a house fire and people lose everything,
Yeah.
You mentioned the Red Cross. That's our first go-to people. Say,
Right.
These people need a place to stay. They need clothing. And that's usually our first go-to.
And you've been in it. This will be your 40th year.
In June will be my 40th year.
So what's next? You got to keep going? I got to ask.
I'm going to try.
You're going to try, of course.
As long as my health lets me, I'm going to try.
Of course.
So
that's amazing.
yes.
Well, I'm speaking with Chief Williams, the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department. Now, Chief, is there anything else that the community needs to know in order if they do want to become a volunteer firefighter?
Just come out and see us at the events.
Okay.
Come see us at the events. There's always something for somebody to do.
Right.
Whether you can be a fireman, you can be an EMT. If you can't be that, there's always something to do. We have admin people. We have auxiliary people that assist us in our job. There's we can find you something to do.
That's really good information.
So again, if you can't be a fireman, come on down. We'll see what we can find you to do.
Just see what to do. That's
Yes.
amazing. Do you know what the next event is coming up?
The next event should be, we have the Sheriff's Department puts on an autism event in April, I think.
Oh, wow.
And we'll be there.
Okay.
We're looking at doing another pancake breakfast for Easter.
Yes.
Since the one for Christmas turned out so well, we want to do another one. So we're looking at doing one for Easter. So if you go on our website, it should be all on there. So, or a Facebook page.
I'm excited that you
Yes.
said that, because I got to be there for the Christmas pancake breakfast.
Yes.
And that was so much fun. So many people in the community coming out for it.
Yes.
And we didn't know how it was going to go for the first one.
No,
and
we
I
did
think you
not.
had an amazing turnout.
Yes, we did. No, we didn't. It was like I don't know, let's try this.
Yeah.
See what happens.
See if it sticks.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it did. So
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
it was fun. We had a great time.
And I think it also bridges that gap between public service and the community, because a lot of times you just think of, I'm going to call if there's an emergency, but you
Right.
don't get to connect with the people who are working.
Right, exactly.
So I think that's great. You said I can't wait for the Easter Bunny one. I'm going to be there. By the way, those pancakes were delicious too.
That's what we heard.
They were so good. I was like, I'm going to have more. So sorry if there wasn't any left. That was my bad. But no, I'm so excited. And to hear that you get involved with different events as well. It's not just ones you guys put on. As you said, you're teaming up with Sheriff's Department for the
Yes.
autism
Yes.
event coming up as well. So you'll be out in the community in different ways.
Yes, we usually once the weather gets warmer. Not today.
Not
Once
today.
the weather gets warmer. Yeah, at least once a month we have something going on.
Okay.
So
That's good to know. Spotsyfire.org.
yes,
Yes, I got that one.
I hope so.
Maybe. Fingers crossed. And, I'm talking with Chief Williams with the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department. Now, something else I want to go over is the Move Over campaign. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how it's affecting the community as well?
Yes, ma'am. The Move Over campaign is for fire, rescue, police, tow trucks, anything with lights on them.
Okay.
Just to slow down, be cautious, and if you're on the interstate, try to move over a lane to give them that work area to work in.
Yeah. I
Yes.
think that's important to know, because some states are different on their laws as well.
Right.
Coming from Ohio, it was move all the way over and stop on the side of the road.
Right.
So I think it's important to recognize that.
So basically, that's what the Move Over campaign is about. Moving to moving, trying to stay away from the work area, because we're out there working and, we can't watch traffic and work at the same time. And it's it's just a safety thing.
It's a reminder.
Yes.
And what are some of the other safety things that you would like the community to be aware of right now? The Move Over campaign, also when it comes to fire safety in your home.
Oh, a big thing also with people with fireplaces, wood stoves, to make sure they put their ashes in a metal bucket.
Okay.
And when they do that, make sure they're cool, and then move them away from the house. So and don't dump them in the woods in a dry leaf area.
Okay.
Because it will start fires.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some people will set them out on their decks.
Yeah.
And then it burns the wood in the deck, catches the house on fire. So,
oh my gosh.
Make sure those ashes are cool before you carry them out.
And I'm sure that's something you're seeing a lot right now, especially being colder weather, wintertime as well.
Exactly.
And a lot of these fire safety tips you can find on the website, right? Spotsylvania.org.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm also want to go on to, I saw this on your website. I want to talk about it a little bit. What's the firefighter challenge? The
firefighter challenge started probably 6-7 years ago. Our safety officer, Travis Preen, who is passed now.
Okay.
He came up with the I don't know where he came up with it, but he came up with this idea to set up this this training course for kids to come out. They put their fire gear on, their helmet, they pull hose, carry fire extinguishers, drag dummies, spray water, and the kids just love it. We go out on events. We've actually carried it around the state.
Oh, wow.
To do it in other areas because, they see it here or they see it online and they're like, hey, we want you to bring it to our area. So, and we do that.
Do you find that a lot of kids actually from that experience and learning about it want to learn more about the fire department?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because every kid wants to be a fireman.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. Fireman, police officer, we all want it when we're kids, right?
Yes.
It's the ones who grow up to actually become them that are, in my opinion, heroes. So I think that's such a cool idea, too, to be able to bring the kids in on that.
Yes.
And is it able to also make the parents aware of safety precautions?
Yes, and sometimes the parents get involved too.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, that has to be the best part.
Yes.
I love that.
Sometimes the parents come up and they want to do the challenge also.
And you said this comes out during events, right? So anytime you guys are out about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, if the area permits it.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm talking we don't have to have permits. If the area permits it,
right.
We'll bring it out.
Okay. So a list of events, because I know you guys are going to be out and about everywhere this spring.
So right now, looks like the autism event should be coming up sometime in April.
Okay.
That's a sheriff's department event that we usually participate in. So
okay.
Not exactly sure when it is, but
the events can be found.
That's our next big event.
Okay, so, and those events can be found at spotsylfire.org as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also doing the Easter Bunny brunch?
Yes, we're looking at doing another free pancake breakfast for Easter.
So good.
So instead of Santa Claus, we'll have the
Easter Bunny.
So, yes.
That'll be a fun time
so,
as well.
yes, we're looking at doing that again because, again, it's a great public event. We get to meet the citizens. They get to meet us. And it's another way of giving back.
And I love the way that you all get into the community. That's such a great way to do so.
We try.
And I kind of want to go on to, I don't think a lot of people realize that you all do take donations.
Yes, ma'am. We are a nonprofit. We do take donations. Most people in the county will realize that come November of every year, we send out mailers to solicit donations from the citizens or the landowners. And we do take donations throughout the year, and you can find that also on spotsylfire.org.
I guess I didn't realize that. I know it's a nonprofit, but you don't realize giving donations to the volunteer fire department. You kind of just think of, you're volunteering your time.
Right.
You don't realize that that's part of what you run off of.
Well, it is a business.
Exactly.
No matter how you look at it, it is a business, and it takes money to run a business. So.
And are you guys, you said all year long you're in need of donations?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So spotsyfire.org is where you can find all of that information as well. And, you know, before we kind of wrap it up here, I want to go back to, we were talking about volunteer firefighters. What message do you have for anyone in the community who wants to try it?
Again, there's a job for everyone, whether it's a fireman, administrative help, or if you just want to come out and participate in events. There's something for everyone. We don't typically turn anybody down,
Right.
But yeah, there's room for everyone.
So come and join.
Come and join.
I love that. Well, make sure to check out spotsyfire.org for events, for donations. You can donate right there as well.
Yes.
For any safety tips that you may be looking for. Yes. And I also saw, wasn't there one other thing where on mailboxes, you guys are providing...
Yes, our auxiliary out at Company 9 was selling the signs that go out on your mailboxes for your numbers on your house.
Yes, I saw that as well.
So you might want to check out that on the Facebook page also.
And I'm sure that also helps out too if something were to happen for firefighters to find your home.
They're pretty big, and you can see the numbers.
Okay, perfect. Something else to check out. Who would have thought the fire department has more than just that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Chief Williams, thank you so much for coming in today with Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department.
Thank you, ma'am.
As you said, there's always a need for volunteer firefighters.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can just go ahead, either come out to an event and talk with one of you all, go to spotsyfire.org to get more information. There's applications there. There's a junior program as well. So if parents are listening, maybe their kid wants to try it out. You never know. I think it's a great way to get back to the community.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.